This is the first time I think in a while I'm doing a Rampage video. So AEW Rampage Collision happened. Let's talk about Rampage first, since it's very quick. Since they're both, Fighter Fest night 2 and 3, and it's the go home shows for AEW All In. Keep in mind, I'm doing this review after my All In review, just to get it over with and just to have some extra content. But it's no big deal about this. Orange Cassidy defeated Aaron Solo to retain the International Championship. QT Marshall. There's the fact that my own mother can't afford hold an action figure of her own son, yet she can buy 150,000 Excalibur figures meets me alive. I don't have a degree from university, but I have a PhD in professional wrestling, passion, heart, and determination at absolute best. What is this supposed to mean? Why should we care about QT Marshall? Because no one fucking knows or cares about this guy. QT Marshall defeats Gravity to retain the Latin Championship. Like, who the fuck cares? And what is this shit? Again, this is AEW. What is this crap? Luchasaurus defeats some jobber, and Christian Cage is backstage while like fans are chanting, "Where's your?" I believe this is the main event. Saraya and Tony Storm defeat Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker, and Saraya pins Britt for the win. And like, who really cares? So that was the main event, women main eventing, and no one really cares. Paige looked hot though, and Britt Baker, but it's like, who gives a fuck? It's a waste of time. Waste of time for 1 hour of literally a fucking like Velocity show. Now that was quick. Let's talk about Collision, since this show was taped because they were in Wembley, so like they had to they wouldn't have time to do whatever. So unless it would have been kind of something to do a Saturday show there, whatever. Hook versus Jack Perry for the FTW is set for a 0 hour. Jack Perry's in the ring and he was surrendering with surrender the FTW title, so he's going to retire the title. It says with rest in peace FTR sign. This was supposed to happen by the way in Dynamite, but they ran out of time, so they just switched it. And luckily they had they're doing the entire show on the same night. So yeah, good God, these things are never easy, says Jack. It says it's all had its ups and downs and near and dear to his heart. But when they look back at this title from the 100 years, there'll be a picture of him right next to it. Don't be sad it's over. Remember the good times. Jack rolls a bunch of picks and just some retarded picks. But then Hook is shown and he puts him through the table, but it's not really like through the table. And he says the title is his bloodline, and the video, and then after it shows on screen, and he says, "I'll see you at Wembley." Orange Cassidy, Penta, and Eddie Kingston defeats the Butcher, Blade, and Kip Sabian, and Eddie pins Sabian for the win. Again, like they've defeated jobbers. So Orange Cassidy competing in the same night. Like, I understand there's supposed to be different shows, but like, damn, competing different nights, eh? Who comes at club is backstage, like, saying, "Oh, we tough and blah blah blah," and the King says, like, "Where are they? I know you're filming them." And apparently, it's just Eddie being Eddie. He's like very goofy-ish or whatever. It's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna leave, yo. Who gives a John, get out of my way. I know you have a beautiful wife, you little girl. Get out of my way, John. I don't want to hurt you. You're my buddy, right? I'm going to bury you, but Claudio, I'm going to leave you in the last because you're my sweetheart. I'm going to save you from the last, and I'm going to burn you. I'm going to kiss you right there. Dark Order defeat Action Draining Darius Martin. Really just some jobber shit. Who fucking cares? Ain't this the truth, huh? Air Fox talks about how he lost his father too and apologized to Nick Wayne for what he did to him, but Wayne just walked away. So now he feels sorry. We get a claim rap battle. He says you couldn't draw money with a box of green crayons. House of Black like to do it in the dark. Okay, sure, this was a funny video because they know how to rap, but just I don't really care, so. Big Bill defeats Very Morales. And then Ricky Starr says Morales reminds him of a young Steamboat. And he wants to remind what he did to Steamboat, so Starr whips Morales with a couple of straps. I'm guessing this is building up to a future Ricky Steamboat match with him. That's what might they be doing. But again, a lot of these jobber matches have nothing to do with a pay-per-view, so why should we care about these matches going on, I don't give a fuck if it's a TV time. It's like they have no purpose and no one will care. Like, these are not like stars. Like, I'm sorry, it's just how it is. Ruby Soho challenged Chris Stand for the TBS Championship at All Out. It's like, whatever. Fat Whale Nightingale defeated Robin Renegade. And again, this is a long match for no reason and no story. And again, like no one fucking knows this bitch, and she's struggling to beat her. And she was like the Owen Hart Cup winner. Like, what the fuck how does this make any sense? Fucking, it's like fucking showcasing literally a jobber struggling to like literally a jobber beating up the Undertaker, and the Undertaker wins in the end. This doesn't make any sense. It makes him look. Chris Stanlander accepts a challenge for All Out. Keith Lee defeats Zicky Dice. Zicky Dice, I think he's on new. What the fuck is he? Is it? God damn. I think I know Zicky Dice. He was like on NWA Power, and like, who gives a shit? Okay, this is some bullshit. Why is this happening? Neither of them have nothing to do with the show. Again, who the fuck cares about Zicky Dice? Why he's on this? And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, who gives a shit? For some reason, they're doing pre-tape promos about Preston and Drasko. They just kill some man, and then apparently something about Rush. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, what are you doing? Like, why doesn't make any fucking sense? Like, what does this have to do with Rush or whatever? You are the king of you are the king of television. I'm the king of pro wrestling, says CM Punk. Hook is the mystery partner for the 8-man tag. Punk paying tribute to Terry Funk. Main event: CM Punk, Sting, Darby Allin, and Hook defeated Jay White, Swerve Strickland, Baron Cage, and Luchasaurus. This was a long match. Punk locked Cage in a Kahana clutch, or is it Kiana clutch? I don't know. Kohia clutch, I think. Sending a message to Samoa Joe, and he taps out. Joe attacks Punk, and then basically all their rivals were just like supposedly feuding for the pay-per-view come out and attack their respective rivals. Joe attack Punk. Jack Perry attack Hook, and just like that, we get like an all-in brawl. All 4 brawls, like, people who are supposedly fighting, even some of the people that were in the match. Punk with Samoa Joe was standing tone with the title, but like they're all fighting, so like they were like going off here with everyone brawling. It is what it is. I don't know. The match like was whatever. It wasn't a bad match, I will say, but it's like whatever. Who really cares, Especially who really cares about like Brian Cage and like Jay, like they have nothing to do with this match, or like again no feud, no real story. And then just made more sense. It was like Samoa Joe and Hook, and fucking Jack Perry were in. I don't know, but just that would be basically giving away the match. It was cool seeing Sting. Like Sting was just basically using the candlesticks and chairs. So it was kind of cool seeing him just using those weapons around and shit like that. And seeing Sting wrestle and CM Punk. Even Christian Cage, but it's like it is what it is. I mean, not Cage. Oh yeah, Christian Cage wasn't even in the match. Oh yeah, fucking Brian Cage. He fucking defeated it was Brian Cage, who's bigger than Punk, and he loses to him. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. That was the show for you, folks. The show was really whatever. For both, who gives a shit about fucking Rampage? Rampage just sucks. Collision was really boring and just a lackluster go home show. Again, I understand it was taped, but again, it doesn't mean like you have to have a shitty show. I guess the highlight was just really the main event because it's like the only match that had star power, and that's like only match to really give a fuck. But it's like, who really cared in the end of the day? All right, guys. Till next time. Peace. Yeah, bye. That's both Rampage and Collision, and both stanked.